Actionable conversations is a new approach to workplace learning and development. It's different than what you've seen before, and so I encourage you to reserve judgment and reserve trying to put it into a particular box. This is not facilitated content. This is not e-learning. This is something new. So here's how it works. There's two basic components to it. One, there's a group conversation that takes place that's led by someone on your team. It's a conversation. It's not a polished presentation. We give the team leader or whomever is running the conversation, who we refer to as the conversation lead, all the tools they need in order to guide their team through a robust conversation. What's in the conversation? So the first 5 or 10 minutes of the conversation is where we take a single concept from a popular business book and we allow the team to understand that concept, to learn it in some cases, or at least to get on the same page if they already knew what it was about. So it's learning a concept, a model, a methodology. It might be something to do with time management or communication or how to overcome challenges. It's something, it's a framework, it's a model. Cool? So they all learn that. Then for the next 45 minutes, really the meat of the conversation, they're taking that concept and they're using it as a lens through which to look at a current business challenge or opportunity, something that they've been wrestling with internally anyway. And now they're looking at it again, but instead of having the same old conversation and getting back to the same stuck point, they're now using this new piece of information to analyze that situation in a different way. This combination of a new insight on an existing challenge often leads to breakthroughs. It leads to moments of learning and ahas and a deeper connection with the people on the team. Then in the last 5 or 10 minutes of that group conversation, every single person on the team is making a commitment about the one small behavior change that they're going to make after the conversation's over. What did I learn from this conversation, and how am I going to apply it when I get back to my desk, back to my day-to-day work? That's the group conversation. It takes place offline, it's low tech, there's no PowerPoint, it's just a conversation between human beings that work together. We build stronger relationships. The person who led the conversation builds their own credibility and their ability to lead those group conversations, and it has a marvelous impact on team culture. After the group conversation is where technology kicks in. And now we have what we refer to as the commitment engine. Each person from the team that made that commitment in the group setting is entering that commitment into the software. They're saying, here's what I plan on doing, changing, the small behavior change, and here's the time of day that I'd like to be reminded to check in on this. On a daily basis, the system will send them either a text message or an email saying, hey, here was your commitment, how's it going today? They do a 3-second check-in on how they're doing. They can journal about that experience if they'd like, and it allows them to stay on top of that commitment. Are they actually making changes? There's another layer, which is they have an accountability buddy as well, someone that they chose to help hold them accountable to achieving that commitment. It could be someone from the team, somewhere else in the organization. It could be their mom. It doesn't matter. It's somebody that they've said, I want that person to hold me accountable to achieving my objective. What's interesting about this is that the individual is advancing. They're gaining a sense of mastery, they had a sense of autonomy. They're engaged in the process because they had ownership over what they chose and their progress towards it. But you're also starting to get fabulous insight as an organization into what it is that people are committed to, how they're progressing towards it, and which team leaders have higher levels of influence inside the organization with the people on their team. This massive collection of data points that starts coming back is beneficial to everybody because it allows the organization to see objectively the people that are really committed to their work and to the objectives that they're following. It allows the consultant that works with that organization to bring fresh insights back to that team and or to that organization at large. And it provides a whole new way of looking at learning and development. The last step is we can actually take those behavior change data points and we can overlay it on top of the organizational metrics, the stuff they care about, things like productivity, profitability, absenteeism, turnover, all these different aspects that make the business tick, the money side of the business, now being directly impacted and measured through learning and development objectives. It's a very simple program. It works really well at a participant level, team leader level, and at senior decision maker levels. And if you're interested in learning more, I'd love to give you a tutorial of the site.